okay, when I started law school, I had no idea how much, like, what salaries were in law. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Because I'm telling you this honestly, like, I had no clue how it worked. And yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. So maybe a lot of you do know this, but I'll just give you the big rundown. As far as big law, anyways. So for big law, because it's standard, across big cities, it doesn't change. There may be some variation as far as bonuses, but it works like this. It's lockstep. So you graduate from law school, let me define big law. Big law is the category of approximately, let's say, like 250, 300 firms, something like that, that is considered to be in this class where they all more or less pay the same. They have a certain prestige level, if you will, and it's where a lot of people are trying to go. So if you go to New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, I think maybe certain markets in Texas, and maybe I'm missing a few, but generally Boston, you go to these markets, it's 160 base, okay? And that's your base salary when you come out of law school. And there might be a bonus on top of that. But it's not like banking bonuses where it's like double your salary. It's nothing like that. It's maybe like 10, 20,000. And then usually when you get a job and you sign on, you're like, okay, I'm going to start. They'll give you what's called a signing or a bar bonus or something like 10 grand. And then they'll usually say, hey, well, this is what my firm told me back in the day. When in 2009, they were like, hey, you're not going to be able to take a vacation, like a good one, for a while. So what we all recommend is you take your bonus and then you just, after you take the bar, just travel. You can start in November if you want. And I was like, okay, sounds good to me. So then I took the bar, and then 2 days later I packed up all my stuff, had it shipped to DC because I was in Chicago, and then I just took off. And then I left for 2.5 months. I just went around like Europe and Asia. With a bunch of friends, and that was cool. But so you may have the opportunity to do that. I don't know if I assume they're still going to give you can be called a bar stipend. All right, so then your second year, it's literally every year it goes up as long as you're still with the firm. So then second year it's either 170, 175. Third year it's like 190. Then it goes to 210, 225. Okay, so every year it's in these same increments. Partners, when you make partner, it varies. That's when it varies from firm to firm. So I'd say on average, I don't know, maybe like when you first start out as a low-level partner, somewhere like 300,000-400,000. But then it goes up depending on your equity stake, and if you make. And now they have two-tier partners. You can have what's called an income partner, where it's just like you have a scaled-up salary, but you're not actually a partner. And then you have an equity partner, where you actually own a stake of the firm. And then who knows? Like, because I know at some firms I've worked for, you have these points that give you more and more percentage, and that's so far away I wouldn't even worry about it. But that's generally how it works.